Well, hi, I'm John Hart, and welcome back to Mr. America Hart. Today I'm discussing the 10 worst bodybuilding exercises, the ones that just absolutely, it's a no-go, don't belong in your routine. I don't care how some people at some point in time say these things feel really, really great on their shoulders and all of that, or on their back or on their legs. It's just, these are the no-go exercises. And the first one I want to cover, a pretty popular exercise, doing dumbbell lateral raises for your shoulders with the thumb, and I'm going to face the side, with the thumb facing down like this. It used to be very popular back in the day. Arnold used to teach it, and I know this is just straight heresy for some of you guys. You're just about to go nuts when I say this. Doing lateral raises with the thumb lower than the pinky, like you're pouring out of a pitcher as you come up and out to the side. It does give a good feeling into the side of the shoulders, okay? And it was at one point years ago used as a rehab exercise for rotator cuff problems. However, in recent years, it's been found to cause impingement. So pouring the pitcher type laterals out to the side like this is not safe for the shoulders. It causes shoulder problems. It causes rotator cuff problems eventually. It's not a safe exercise. So doing lateral raises with the thumbs lower than the pinkies. I've seen some trainers online in machines teaching with the palms, facing down like this as they go out to the side, inside of a machine with the arm almost straight, and swearing that it's so great for the shoulders. Again, I know it's heresy, and some of you all know who I'm talking about. These guys are, good friends of mine. Over time, I'm friends with these people. But I'm not going to go naming names, but rather say it's just an unsafe exercise. And pointing the thumb down lower than the pinky. If anything, the natural lateral raise has you going up, and you can see my hand at the top position right here. You see how my thumb is actually a little bit higher than my pinky. When you come up naturally to the side, that's how your hand should go. If anything, you would want to lean into a bench and do that same movement just for the protection of your shoulders. So that's number one, lateral raises with the thumbs lower than the pinky, pouring the pitcher, so to speak. While we're on the subject of lateral raises, number two would be heavy dumbbell laterals, really heavy dumbbell laterals. This is just insanity to me. I mean, I've seen the guy with perhaps some of the biggest shoulders of all time, okay? Paul Dillette. I've seen him training back in the day at Gold's Gym in Venice in the 90s. He had cannonball deltoids, grapefruits on each side of his clavicle, all the way out there. Grapefruits out there. I don't think I ever saw him use more than 15 pounds. He did such a pure movement, and it was all deltoid. It wasn't traps. That's what happens when you use too much weight and you start to heave it up. You're doing shoulder heaves or trap lifts. You're no longer using purely deltoid. That's one movement. It's not a major league compound exercise. And unfortunately, most people cheat that weight up really quick, and they cause micro damage to their shoulders over time. So if anything, it's a very strict exercise. It should be done strictly. And whether you're in a machine or using dumbbells, strict, in very good form, and isolate those deltoid heads, the medial head of the deltoid. Isolate it and make it feel really torched and burning up. That's the way to go at it. And besides all of that, the lateral head of the deltoid, years ago, it was discovered, I believe Charles Poliquin was the first one to write about it, that the lateral head of the deltoid was mainly, they've done studies where they biopsied the lateral head of many people's side delt, medial head of their delt. It was consisting mainly of slow twitch fibers, not fast twitch fibers, like 87% slow twitch, which means it's built more for endurance. You've seen basketball players over the years with their hands up like this, right? Guarding people all day long. The arms are up in the air. They shoot the ball. The arms are constantly up in the air using their deltoids. And they have to hold their arms up for long periods of time. And those deltoids are full and round. Now, of course, they train some weights too. But they do hold those arms up for a long time. So, heavy dumbbell laterals. Let's get that one out the window. Another big one, traditional forward lunges, you know, with a barbell on the back. You've seen that one before, right? Where somebody is lunging forward and they step right back up again. They lunge forward and down and come right back up again. That forward lunge, where they're going forward and then stepping back, is so hard and ballistic on the knees. I know if they're done light enough, okay, great. It's not a big deal. Athletes, some athletes have to have that rebound strength, track athletes especially. I can see an application for doing traditional lunges, forward and back. But when there are so many options out there, such as reverse lunges or traveling lunges where you're traveling across the floor, at least you're stepping through lunge after lunge after lunge. Stepping through is easier on the knee joint, on that patellar tendon, as opposed to lunging down and rebounding back. Very difficult on a loaded forward lunge. So that would be my number 3, is the traditional forward lunges. Just substitute them with reverse lunges or traveling lunges. Or anyone, even Bulgarian split squats are 1,000% better than doing simple traditional lunges. The third one, or the fourth one, I apologize, the fourth one, number 4. My number 4 is heavy hack squats. Notice, some of these exercises I'm not saying are terrible exercises per se, but it's how they're done. If you do heavy hack squats in a hack squat machine, extra heavy, there's absolutely no reason in the world why hack squats should be done in a 6 to 10 rep range. It's very dangerous. On that hack squat, with that back up against the seat back, there's something dangerous about that, where all the pressure goes down and onto those patellar tendons and the quad tendon. The quad tendon is the part that attaches above the kneecap, and then you have your kneecap, and then below it is your patellar tendon. So they have 2 different names with a kneecap in between. The quad tendon, the one above it, people have ruptured in the past. You're doing heavy, heavy hack squats. So there's just no need for it. It's a great exercise when done with moderate weights for higher repetitions, torch those muscles. But leaning back onto a hack squat, the problem becomes this overemphasis on that upright position and too much stress and strain on that patellar tendon and the quad tendon. So unnecessary. That one out. Heavy hack squats. Okay, where am I at? Number 5. Number 5. Deep dips. Now, the dip motion itself, I don't have a problem with it at all. Okay, doing a dip motion like this. Okay, dips, just like that. The problem becomes when someone is doing a dip, and from the side you can see this, I can stay in a good position as I dip like this. You can see as my arm comes up, my shoulder, it does internally rotate somewhat, but if I go too far, it has to rise up and all the pressure comes off my pec. The pec is kind of deactivated, even though it's a tremendous stretch on that pec, but that AC joint, internal rotation, impingement of that humeral head right up into that shoulder, it becomes very, very traumatic to the shoulder joints. So deep dips, again, nothing super wrong with doing dips to a 90-degree angle in the elbow. Those seem very safe compared to deep dips. Over the years, man, over the last century alone, there have been plenty of bodybuilders who have torn not just their pec doing that, but also have caused major shoulder pain to the point where there aren't a lot of guys and girls as they get older that are even able to do dips anymore. That's just out the window. So I'm saying deep dips out altogether. Regular 90-degree angle in the arm dips, better. Okay, so deep dips. Let's just toss that one in the can all the way over there. Okay, we don't want that anywhere near us. The other one, we're on number 6, leg raises for abdominals. Look, leg raises. There is an application in certain sports for training the hip flexors. the primary mover on a leg raise, and I've done an entire video on this one, by the way, years ago, a couple of years ago. Leg raises, the primary muscle being used is the hip flexors. It's not the abdominals. The abdominals support the entire spine and hold it in place while the hip flexors lift and lower the legs. I showed anatomically how that happens and why that happens on an anatomy chart. I'll post a link down below for that video so you can watch the entire video on why leg raises of any kind are just unsafe, especially for that lower back. And you'll get all the reasons why in that one video. But leg raises of any kind for abdominals, out the window. Stick with your crunches. Stick with your ball, Swiss ball curls on your abdominals. Stick with planks. Stick with side planks. I mean, alternate planks. There's so many other things you could do. You know, mountain climbers. Do anything else. Anything. But just not leg raises. It does not belong in your bodybuilding program. Very unsafe exercise. Another exercise where if there's back pain involved and you're sure it's not coming from your leg press or from bad form in squats or deadlifts, then you know. The other one to look at, leg raises. Causes pain in the lower back. So, that one, out the window. I'm on number 7. Number 7, Smith machine. Anything Smith machine. Anything Smith machine. Again, I've done an entire video on why the Smith machine sucks. I could categorize every single exercise done on a Smith machine as pretty much it sucks. Except maybe, I've seen my friend Marisa Inda, she's done chin-ups on the Smith machine when it's all the way up at the top, and that's because she's fairly short. Okay, getting up to a chinning bar, it's a little bit of a stretch for her. So, she does them in a Smith machine for convenience. Okay, so that's about the only use, and also to hang your laundry on. If you have one in your garage, you can hang some good laundry on that Smith machine. The hangers fit really nice all the way across. So that's about it. The reason why, simple reason why, you can watch that video, the entire video, the Smith machine moves in a straight line, a perfectly straight line. There's no curve to it. Your body moves in curves. Every exercise you do in the gym involves a curve, a curved motion, your hand in a curl. Doing a squat, you squat down, your body goes, the bar travels in a curve with free weight. The Smith machine does not allow for that. So watch that video and you'll see what I mean. The other big one, these are a couple of shoulder killers I'm about to get into right now. Upright rows of any kind. Upright rows of any kind. Narrow, wide, you know, again, guys these days, they really love doing these heavy halfway up upright rows like this. Well, now, doesn't this look familiar? A moment ago, I was just talking about having internal rotation on a lateral raise like this, where your arm comes up like this, or sitting in a machine and being taught to do lateral raises with the hands like this, with the thumb lower than the pinky. The problem with that, internal rotation. The problem with upright rows, with a narrow grip, a wide grip, it doesn't matter. Internal rotation, as you lift up with those deltoids, you will feel the shoulder muscles, the deltoids themselves. But it's not correct anatomically. It's going to mess up that AC joint over time. You may not have pain today doing that exercise, upright rows. You might think, man, my delts look really great and bitchin' doing them in the gym. Man, my delts got really sore doing that exercise. Yeah, that's all good. It's all well and good. But over time, nobody gets away with this one, the upright row. Over time, you will experience shoulder impingement and pain, perhaps even a rotator cuff injury of some type. Okay? So let's just out with that one too. Great alternatives, lateral raises, shoulder presses. You can do, shrugs for the traps. You could do, there's so many exercises to use. Rhomboid shrugs for the traps. All of those, for the upper, the lower traps. There's a lot, okay? Where am I? On was that number 8? I think that was number 8. Number 9. Number 9 is the bench press to the neck. Doing any kind of bench presses on a machine, free weight, does not matter. Even if you're on a hammer strength bench press machine, has a nice curve to it. I have no problem with hammer strength. The problem is if you drop the seat too low and you're way up here with it, now it goes like this, okay? If the handles and your hands are way out like that, or with a barbell, and you're with bench press is on a flat bench press. You're out wide, you drop it down to here, your clavicle or your neck. Either one of those require your elbows to be way splayed out, way out to your side. I've done an entire video on this. I'll put the link down below. Anything with your arms going all the way out to the side and letting that weight come down in a bench press of any kind at any angle. Those elbows being way out there like that, it will cause impingement, rotator cuff problems. You will have problems long term. So I'm telling you, avoid that exercise altogether. Find other forms of bench presses, more natural with the elbow in that position like this. You'll hit your pec plenty hard and it'll grow over time and you'll stay safe, you'll be pain-free, and you'll be able to train for the next 30, 40 years that way. And then lastly, number 10, press behind the neck. Any press behind the neck. Barbell, right? Like this. Guys and girls, press behind the neck where you externally rotate your arm and have the bar going behind the head. This is an old one, and it still makes the rounds in the gyms with a barbell, with a Smith machine. That external rotation is gonna invite problems when you go that far back and you drop a bar down behind your head. Again, shearing away at those shoulder joints. Are you getting the idea that anything that causes extreme motion within a joint opens up the joint too much? That's dangerous. Anything that uses too much weight in an awkward or a ballistic situation. Awkward would be something like a hack squat, okay? Using too much weight in a hack squat. All the pressure's on your knees. There's going to be a problem down the line if you keep doing that. Those deep, deep dips, okay? Awkward position or just wrong positioning on that joint. That extreme internal rotation and going way down deep, overstretching the joint, opening it up too much. All of these things add up over time. So that's it for today. My top 10. From my heart to you, those are my top 10 worst exercises and bodybuilding routines. Get them out. Listen, before I leave, right off to my left, if you're liking these videos, then please hit that circle popping up right there. That's my subscribe button for my channel. Please hit that button if you like my channel and you want to see more videos like these coming up. And then down below on your left, my left, then your left, you're going to see that thumbs up button. Please give that a thumbs up for the channel. I really appreciate it. And if you want to hit any comments down below, give me your comments. I want to hear. If I left something out, let me know what it is. If you have any suggestions, let me know what it is. Love to hear it. And that's it for today. From my heart to you, John Hart. See you soon.